Welcome back to the Tigers Den podcast, guys. Before we get started, you know what we got to do. Smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to ring that bell. Join the Noti Squad and hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Twitter, IG, and Facebook at Big C Got Game. Well, our Tigers moved to 2-0 on the season after just throttling the Oregon Ducks 78-42. High-scoring game. Our Tigers put up 49 points in the first half, and then we had backups in most of the second half, but they were still putting up points. Taking a look at the stats, Chris King had a solid game, man. 17 of 22 for 288, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. He played great, picked apart the defense, hit his open receivers, threw receivers open. He had a strong Chris King type game. Cody Walker also got in the game, man. He completed both of his passes for 17 yards. In the backfield, Pierre Jackson is a stud. 20 carries for 118 yards and a touchdown. But we need to talk about running back number 2. Kevin Easley had himself a day. 8 carries for 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, including an impressive 86-yard run that he took to the crib. Easley was getting doubts and slandered in the comments section during the offseason, but he's showing why that he is a solid backup running back, and he could be a starting running back if he played somewhere else. Cody Walker also got a couple carries. He had a beautiful run on an option play. If you guys haven't seen it, hit the eye in the sky and check it out. Charlie Jackson also got in the game. He got 5 carries for 35 yards. And shout out to Jordan Paxson. He had a rushing touchdown in this one as well. Out wide, Will Carter led the way with 5 grabs for 61 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Paxson, 5 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. Then you had Antonio Walker. He is showing why he is a number 1 receiver. 3 catches for 106 yards and 2 scores. Tim Clark also chipped in with 2 catches for 37 yards, and Bobby Smith had 2 catches for 39 yards. On defense, the first-teamers did an awesome job. Mike Collins led the way with 8 tackles. Clemens had 5. Shout out to Rayshon Baker. He had himself a game. 3 interceptions tying the team record. He played lights out. Do we have any sacks? We did. Caleb Causey had a strip sack. And that was it. Brent Stovall had an interception. He actually had a couple plays where he went full extension to knock balls down. Now, I will say this. I do have concerns about our second-team defense. We only use them when it's in blowouts, but this game I was really disappointed. Oregon was losing big at the half into the third quarter. When we inserted the second-team defense late in the third quarter, it was like Oregon just like a switch flipped, and they were just unstoppable on offense. I might have to do some moving around in the secondary and probably at linebacker as well. Get some more speed on the field. I feel like our second-team linebackers are slow. Even though they have decent speed, they just don't have the agility to keep up with guys. So look for a lot of our safeties, our backup safeties, when we're in our normal defense to play more at linebacker just because of their speed and their agility and their coverage ability. Now, on special teams, Eric Rogers had a quiet day, but he did return a kick 6 to the house, 104 yards. He's definitely one of the most dynamic players in college football and might go down as one of the most dynamic players ever at Grambling State. We dig deeper into the stats, and as you can see, it's kind of the stats just don't add up. If you look at it, Oregon was just right there with us. We shut them down on the running game. They only had 64 yards on the ground. They outthrew us by over 200 yards. They had more first downs, but they also had 5 turnovers. They were 3 of 8 on third down, and inside the red zone, they were 6 of 8. That all came in the second half when we put our second-team defense in. In the first half, they were clamped. They weren't doing anything, and we were able to shut them down. But look at our rushing totals for this game, 366 yards and 5 touchdowns. Our run game is unstoppable. So we put a bow on week 2 and take a look at the polls early. Grambling State is still your number 1 team in the country, sitting at 2-0. USC is number 2 after beating UNLV 26-7. Texas A&M is in at 3. Bama's up 2 spots to 4. Oklahoma moves up 4 spots to 5. Mississippi State moves up 4 spots to 6. Texas up 4 spots to 7. Oregon, after their loss, they dropped down 4 spots to 8. Georgia jumps up 5 spots to 9. And Michigan, after we beat them down in week 1, still sitting in the top 10. And we got to send a big shout out to Rayshawn Baker. He is your NCAA Defensive Player of the Week with his 4-tackle, 3-interception game against Oregon. He is our true shutdown corner. Don't test him because you will get intercepted. So again, no recruiting this week. The recruiting special should be up probably this weekend or later next week. Make sure you guys ring that bell and stay up to date. And follow your boy on Twitter, Facebook, and IG at Big C Got Game, because I'm going to be doing a lot more and showing a lot more recruiting on my social media. So this week we have the game of the week. Number 1, Grambling State taking on number 4, Alabama. Bama comes in 1-0 on the season after beating Utah State 49-17 last week. The Crimson Tide are led by Mike Madsen. He's a 6'1", 205-pound sophomore. He's thrown for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception on the season. This is his first year as the starter. He has solid traits, man. He's got some decent speed. He's a very accurate quarterback with a decently strong arm. Again, I think we will be using the spy this week, so look for Jason West or Brandon Ginn to see a lot of playing time. Watching Mike Madsen to make sure he doesn't sneak out. That's crazy. And Madsen is their leading rusher going into week 2. He's rushed for 129 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that just shows me that he does have scrambling ability and he does like to run. So it's going to be important to keep him contained this week. Jeremy Hampton is their running back. He's 5'10", 182. He's a speedster. He's carried the ball 5 times for 54 yards and a touchdown. But we got to keep an eye on Charles Bolin as well. He looks more like their power back, maybe 17 yards and 2 touchdowns on the year. Out wide, this guy gave us trouble last year. Jermaine White, 5'9", 201. He leads the team in catches and yards with 6 grabs for 75 yards. The big tight end, Terrence Andrews, has 5 catches for 62 yards. And we got to keep an eye on Garth Thomas. He's third on the team with 5 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. This is Bama. You know how they get down. I believe they moved away from the option this year. So we'll have to take a look at that before we go. If they did, they're probably more of a spread team. But if they're still in the triple option, look for us to play a lot of 5-2 or even the 4-4 like we did last season against Bama, just to get more speed on the field and guys that can actually get out there and tackle. On defense, Robert Griffin leads the team in tackles with 6, tied with free safety Tommy Stevenson. This looks like a young Alabama team this year. A lot of freshmen and sophomores seeing playing time. Simeon Morse, he leads the team in sacks, tied with Robert Griffin. And in the secondary, Tremont Hall leads the team with 1 interception. So let's dig deeper into this Alabama roster. They are solid across the board at offensive line. They got a great left guard, a great center, decent right guard, and a decent right tackle. On the defensive line, Will Grant is a beast at 5'11", 264. Look at that speed, 86 speed and 93 acceleration. We're going to have our hands full with him this week. Chris Ryan is on the other side. He's a big boy, 6'4", 255. Up the middle, they're kind of weak. Patrick Williams is a 6'1", 279-pound sophomore. He teams up with Shane Bonner. He's 6'4", 293. They're pluggers. They're hole pluggers, but they don't look that good. So our interior line looks like they should be able to dominate. At linebacker, Scott Townsend. You have Griffin and Hall. Yeah, this is a young team, man. In the secondary, though, that's where they shine. Joe Daniels, he's hurt this week. He is the number 1 corner, and it looks like he's hurt. So, I mean, Spencer Murphy moves into the number 1 corner spot. He's got decent speed, not that great of awareness. C.J. Kelly is a freshman who's going to be playing cornerback number 2. And then you have Donnie Vincent, who's cornerback number 3. Now, he's fast. What does his coverage ability look like? With solid coverage ability, 85 man and 88 zone and a decent press. What's Kelly's looking like? 88. Yeah, so they're decent across the board in coverage ability. And then at free safety, you have Loren Walker. He's a senior, 97 speed, so we got to make sure we keep an eye on him because I think last year he was playing all over the field against us. And then Justin Chase, one of the captains of this team, 85 overall with 89 speed. I think he's the thumper. Yeah, he's the tackling machine out of this group. Look at that hit power at 83. Coverage ability is not that great, but he's more of like he plays down in the box and is not afraid to put his helmet in your chest. And it looks like Herbie is rolling with Alabama this week to pull off the upset. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're brand new. And don't forget to ring that bell and join the Noti Squad. And while you're at it, hit those links down in my description. Follow your boy on Facebook, Twitter, and IG at Big C Got Game. And we'll talk from Tuscaloosa for our rivalry game. Grambling State versus Bama, another top 5 matchup for our Tigers. Comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. Who is going to win this game? And we'll holler at y'all later. 2 fingers in the air. Peace.